everybody, what's going on? Kio-chan here, and welcome to another Saturday on MissionOtaku. And for this week, we're talking about the most recent insane series that we've watched. And for me, that would be Arakawa Under the Bridge. This video will also serve as a review because I want to go in depth into this series because there's a lot to talk about. So Arakawa Under the Bridge. It's a pretty good series, but at the same time, it's totally insane, and so are the characters. From the beginning, this show started to remind me of Bobobo, which is a really bad thing, because that series absolutely sucked. So I was fearing that this one would follow that path and I wouldn't really like it. But fortunately, after I got through the first couple of episodes, it was just smooth sailing and I really started to enjoy it, even with all of the eccentric characters that make up this series. So what is it about? Basically, it's about this community of eccentric people who live under a bridge. Pretty simple enough, but it's really interesting how this community operates. You really wouldn't think that a community of eccentric people would be able to function under a bridge. I mean, how would they find shelter? Where would they get their food from? There's so many questions that would come up thinking about this, but it really does work very well. So that's what it's basically about. It's just basically about their little community and the things that they do throughout the day and throughout time. So it starts off with our male lead, whose name is Ko, but his name changed to Recruit, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. So he has this philosophy that he doesn't want to owe a debt to anyone. And if he does owe someone a favor, it drives him absolutely insane, and he will do whatever it takes to repay that. And in the first episode, he actually ends up owing the female lead of the series a favor because she helped him out. And I'm not going to tell you how she helped him, but it's a really big deal, and that's how he came to live in this community. So basically, it's his journey in this community that the series follows. So then we have the female lead, whose name is Nino, which is not actually her real name, but we don't know what that is because everyone who lives in this community has to change their name and receive it from the chief, who I'll talk about in a minute. And her thing is, she thinks she's from Venus. But then again, aren't women from Venus anyway? Secretly? Yeah. So she really takes it to the extreme, and she's really naive about it, and she really doesn't know anything about what happens on Earth. So she's a little peculiar, but she and Recruit have a little thing going on. They have this little crazy relationship, and that goes throughout the entire series. What I find fascinating is how Recruit actually developed a place to stay, because when he first got there, he was told to live like under this beam where the bridge is connected to the ground. And it's freezing down there, so it's like, where the hell is he going to sleep? And how is he going to survive that? Because you're going to be freezing and you're going to get sick. But it was really fascinating what he did. I don't know how the heck it happened, but he was able to create a home under there. It's fascinating. And you can see it for yourselves when you watch the series, but it was like, wow, that was really cool. It's a really nice looking place. So those are the leads of the series. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the other characters because they're just absolutely crazy and they deserve to get some attention as well. So you have the chief, who looks like that. And his whole thing is, he thinks he's a kappa, or a yokai, which he clearly isn't, but he really does think he is one. And he totally acts like it throughout the entire series. So he's a little goof, but at the same time he can be serious when the moment comes that he needs to be serious. Then you have Hoshi, who is this musical star who came to live under this bridge, and he decides he's gonna walk around with this star mask on. And he has a kind of love triangle thing with Nino and Recruit. So they have this little thing going on, and that becomes really crazy. Let's see here. Then we have, okay, Recruit himself. That was the name that he was given when he came to live there. Then we have, oh man, I couldn't believe when I saw this. I just couldn't believe it. Alright, so the next character's name is Sister. So, Sister usually goes with a nun. Okay, so we have a nun. You're picturing probably either a very young woman or a woman who's in her later years. Wrong! It's actually a man! See? It's a man. I was like, really? So, he's eccentric because he's this ex-soldier who is sort of a holy person. You know, nuns are supposed to be holy. And he runs a church. And his version of Mass is really crazy. You'll find out about that a little later. Then we have Maria. Her thing is, she likes to bully people. So she is the Tsunade of this series. That's pretty much what she is. And then the last characters that I'm going to talk about are Kiko, who's probably the most normal out of the entire group. She's the one who pretty much does all the gardening. So she's the one who takes care of the garden. And during the winter, she goes out and gets seeds. Her only thing is, she's a klutz. A real klutz. I mean, really. And she thinks that her traps are being deflected because Recruit's a ninja. It's really strange. Then we have Stella. Stella is an orphan who was raised by Sister. So you know that's gonna turn out crazy. A soldier who's raising a little girl. She has an insane personality, and she can go berserk at any minute. It's actually very scary. She's actually a very cute little girl, but she gets crazy. Absolutely insane. And the last two characters that I'm talking about are the twins. Now they go around and wear these helmets on their head because they have this paranoia that these people from this psychic research place are going to track them down if they take these helmets off. So that's their thing. And there's other characters in here that have other extremes, and I'm not really going to talk about them. You guys can find out about them when you watch the series. But overall, everything about this series is insane, but it gives you a good laugh, and you just get interested once you get past the first couple of episodes. So I totally recommend that you guys check out Arakawa Under the Bridge. It's really worth it. Despite the insanity, it's really worth it. The artwork is amazing. I love the artwork in this series. The story, once again, is pretty good. Not the best, but it's still worth it. And yeah, overall, thumbs up for this series, but it's still absolutely, positively insane. So that is all I have to say about this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And tomorrow we're gonna find out what our next mission is. Now, I'm not going to be here next week because I'm going to Otakon. You will definitely see somebody. I am going to get in touch with one of the subs, and they will take over for me on Saturday. But I will be back the following week because I have no other conventions until October. So I won't be going away again unless something else comes up that I don't foresee. But I really doubt that happening. So, that's it. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good day, everyone. Bye!